Afternoon, flat circle object community. Just a few records here that come in through the front door, usual bit. I think I've spun all of these but one recently, so I should be able to speak about them halfway decently. Let's see what we have first. This is a record that I sought out after Sherv spun this in a video quite a while back. He also mentioned that it was a recommendation from his friend Jim, so if they're both on board with something, then my interest is piqued. And well, he played some and it sounded really good. And it's a private pressing on Halpern Sounds of Stephen Halpern Eastern Peace. And he actually put out quite a few records. He's a pianist. And you have two side-long pieces made up of movements 1 through 5 on side 1 and movements 6 through 10 on side 2. Side 1 was kind of a happenstance on how it was recorded. He was recording another album, different music, and this vibe hit him, he said, and he just said keep the tape rolling, and side 1 of this is what came out because he was playing a concert grand piano, and it is, you know, it's something it almost doesn't fit with the style of the music, playing the piano in it, so it's pretty unique, because you do have Eastern sounds in there, but side 2 of this record's where it's at for me, because he plays the electric piano and the synthesizer, and Shocky Roth joins in on the bamboo flutes, and it's just fantastic. Ambient, really beautiful side 2 on this, movement 6 through 10. So yeah, Stephen Halpern Eastern Peace. I'm sure Chris Cole has this record and the like, but yeah, nice listen. Super cheap album, like you can get that for $5 all day. Next up, probably my favorite band going on the B-Core label out of Barcelona, Spain right now, and this band is from Girona, just outside of Barcelona, and this is the band Mendra, and the album Hostel. And yeah, this is was recorded in 2020, and I think it was delayed being released until 2021, but it's basically a 2020 album, but it's their new stuff. Phenomenal, singing in Catalan. It's a 3-piece, female fronted by a great guitarist and vocalist Paula Olive, and Sophie Martori is on bass, killer bassist, and Victor Alvarez is on the drums, and he is the boyfriend of Jazz in the band Morn, and I think he also is playing drums with Morn right now. So he's a busy fella. There's a couple of music videos they've got up on YouTube. I'll leave links to those. If you've heard and like Nuevo Volcano, then you'll love Mendra. They have really, you know, they have their own thing, but you can definitely hear the influence from Nuevo Volcano, which is not a bad thing. I absolutely adore their lead singer and guitarist. She's a killer. A lot of great sound from this, just a 3-piece, and they have intensity live. It's phenomenal as well. This is one of my favorite records that I've got this year. Mendra, Hostel. They sent it to me on Bandcamp, super cheap, even from overseas, and it came pretty quick too. It came in a couple of weeks. I was really surprised. Wasn't shipped the best way possible, but it got here in perfect shape somehow, in better shape than records get here from up the road, which is surprising. Let's see, next up, from Carolina Soul, I did get a few records. This was a big one. This is the Joe McPhee Quartet, Underground Railroad. This is a free jazz monster. Yeah, I think this was recorded in 1969 at the Holy Cross Monastery in New York. It starts off and you have this kind of open sound. You can really hear the room that they're playing in at the monastery, but whoever's recording it really honed in later on, and it becomes a really, really clear, beautiful sounding live recording. And Joe McPhee is playing multiple instruments on this, trumpet, tenor, and pocket cornet. You have Reggie Marks on tenor, flute, and soprano, Tyrone Crabb on bass, and he plays it with a bow, so it sounds like a cello quite a bit at times. And then you have Ernest Bostic on percussion and vibes, who is a freaking highlight of this record. Yeah, I mean, the whole front end of the first side is him killing it on percussion. And then on side 2, he plays the vibes beautifully as well. Very intense moments on this, and beautiful moments too. This is a phenomenal record. Originals are insanely priced. This is a reissue out of the UK on the Bo Weevil Recordings label. I think I got some VCLT on this label from Andrew Tales from the Crate. I think I got a Noah Howard on this label. They do a really good job on some of the free jazz reissues, but Joe McPhee, I have very little of his stuff. It's hard to find, hard to come by, and this was really a good deal. So yeah, just the sidelong piece, Underground Railroad on side A, Harriet and Message from Denmark on side B. There's some great soloing from everybody on this. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Next, another free jazz monster, and that is John Chakai and Strange Brothers on the FMP label out of Germany, West Germany to be in fact at that time, from 1978. Not a record you see every day, that's for sure. Anything on this label is super difficult to come by these days. I would love to have everything on this label, but that's just, it's a pipe dream. But an interesting lineup here with John Chakai, players I'm not familiar with. So this was a free concert at Town Hall Charlottenburg, Berlin, October 9th, 1977, released in 78. So John plays alto and soprano. You have Simon Speng Hansen on tenor, Peter Danstrup on bass, and Ole Romer on drums. I believe I've heard of the drummer, but it hits you with a really long piece to open, 16 in change. Heavenly Love is the B part of that. This is a Secret is the A part. Yeah, and then 4 pieces on side B. Some more fantastic free jazz. John Chakai, who played on Ascension with John Coltrane, if you're not familiar with him. He's a Danish musician that made his way to New York. Phenomenal player. Have quite a few of his records now, and it was sparked my interest in John Chakai that I delved in further, and happy I did. I really, really dig his stuff. It's like him and Joseph Jarman, for some reason. They both have something different to offer that I really, really dig. So yeah, I try to pick up any of the records when I see them. A couple of 7-inches came in of the X from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam. This was one from 2015 Record Store Day, the X and Fendika. 7-inch with just 2 tracks. So Leo Guma and Otis Hum just spun this. This is freaking killer. And the Fendika, I don't know if they reside in the Netherlands with the X, but yeah, they're doing the vocals on this, and it's Ethiopian traditional things like Shalel is a traditional war cry. There's traditional lyrics. Over the X is jamming out. I mean, this is a total groover. You can totally dance to this stuff. Really fun. Really cool. Happy to. They're always collaborating with cool African musicians. This one's killer. And then, speaking of collaborating, another in this series, The X and Guests at Bimhus in 1991. This is 6.41 and 6.42 in the series. It's a 6-part series of 7 inches. This is the second one I've been able to get. I've got a third on the way. So it's a double 7-inch. And yes, Alex, I took it out of the shrink. It's going to be okay, man. And this one has all the original inserts. And both records are similar to the others in that they have the really cool X logos. Lots of inserts with this. Really cool stuff. And I will read to you what it says on the one insert here, because it describes everything to a T on this. So yeah, it comes with this insert here that tells you what's going on with this offering. So it says, on June 29th, a remarkable concert took place at the Amsterdam Bimhuis. Punk bands, the X and Dog-Faced Hermans, combined with leading jazz improvisers, Walter Werbos, Bars, and Han Benink, the legendary Han Benink, drummer. There was a Belgian comedian, comics writer, Hercule, and sound poet, Dorpseste de Jong, or de Jong. A weird hodgepodge defying all pigeonholes and prejudice. There were bizarre duos and other strange combinations, improvised pieces, and existing songs with different lineups or arrangements. We very much like the idea that music is not polarized into cliches. That's only oppressive and limiting, also for the audience. For us too, it was a discovery that a Kurdish singer stirs more emotion than the Pixies, that Han Benink transmits more energy than 99 out of 100 hardcore bands, or that one Cecil Taylor concert creates more confusion than a whole Abend and Ween. The singles are a little impression of the evening. It was difficult to choose 4 pieces, as the evening was actually a non-stop whole, but hopefully they give a good idea of the devotion and enthusiasm which all of us played that night. Enjoy your listen. The X, 4 killer live tracks. Han Benink being here is big for me. I love anything that man's done in his career, and love this band. This is I'm really on an X kick lately, so whatever I can find for them, I'm picking up. Last but not least, Buffalo's finest. Every Time I Die, I guess you call it metalcore or whatever you want to call it. Their new record, Radical, the double LP, Epitaph, I believe, that just dropped Friday. A lot of singles have been released off this already. This is a double. You got the Buffalo skyline there in the artwork, and this is the limited lime colored wax. Those custom labels. So yeah, the side C and D labels were rough, and I had to do some cutting of the flash to get it playable. So that's not cool. But yeah, that's just how, you know, right now the record industry, it's trying to pump them out way too fast. And the pressing plants are jacked up. And, I mean, quality control is completely gone out the window in a lot of cases, unless the artist is pretty much overseeing the entire process. Like, I just spun Thurston Moore's last record from last year, and it's just a perfection. The pressing, the sound quality, everything. But he's also a record nerd, so he's also gonna take his time and make sure that what he puts out is exactly what he would want to put on his turntable. Every Time I Die, I don't know if they really care about the vinyl, other than Andy. Andy collects some vinyl. He's got some killer rap records. But I also did buy the CD for the car, because this is a banger. This is fucking killer riffs. No one can kill riffs like Every Time I Die. Tightest band I've ever seen play. They opened for Under Oath here at Amos's, when Amos's expanded, and they brought their own sound crews, and it was unbelievable. And they're coming back to Charlotte in March with Under Oath again. It's gonna sell out. But yeah, there's just great tracks on here. Colossal Wreck, Post-Boredom. There's a video for that. I'll leave a link to that. These guys are comedians on top of it. They did a Shit Happens DVD that I highly recommend. It's like, I don't know what you compare it to, like, oh, I don't know. But, yeah, Every Time I Die. That's it. I hope you're well. Peace.